This old schoolhouse behind me dates back to 1617, and the village it sits in once inspired Thomas Hughes to write one of Britain's best-loved children's novels. Any idea where I am and what the book was called? Get it right, or there could be some punishment. On today's show, we're helping a young family swap the hectic metropolis for rural harmony. And we've got some wonderful properties to show them.
Yeah, this is a perfect kitchen, I think.
Oh, look at you two. You look like you've just come home. And while some rooms fit the mould,
It suits our lifestyle, I think.
others don't shape up quite so well.
Maybe a little bit too rectangular for me.
Stop slouching, will you? If you said Tom Brown's School Days and Uffington in the Vale of White Horse, then well done, top of the class. If not, it's detention one more time. Someone needs to take this cane away from me. I'm getting into the character too much. This is where Thomas Hughes was born and spent his long summer days rambling on the downs and stickleback fishing, basically getting up to all the activities that his protagonist used to enjoy so much. Stretching from the edge of Oxford to the southwest corner, the Vale of White Horse is a separate district, but historically the area took in the Berkshire Downs and beyond. The name comes from the oldest chalk figure in Britain, an ancient pagan symbol carved into these chalky soils over 3,000 years ago. The historic town of Abingdon forms the commercial heart of the Vale, which is surrounded by pretty villages filled with Cotswold stone architecture and picture postcard thatches. But it's the Vale's proximity to London that's made it a desirable retreat for commuters, who flock here to take in excellent country pubs, beautiful river walks, and idyllic village life. So, as you can see, the Vale has plenty to offer. It's actually the 6th best rural place to live in the southeast, 12th overall in Britain. Now, an average detached property here will set you back £427,000. That's 24% above national average. Pricey, yes, but not when you take into account South Oxfordshire. There you'll pay an extra whopping £130,000. That's 62% above national average. Makes the Vale a bargain. Here's what's currently on the market. And for starters, how about this 4-bedroom thatched property in Uffington, thought to date back to 1635. Priced at just under £600,000, the elegant interior oozes period charm and character, and the delightful gardens outside have the benefit of facing south. Or if you're property shopping with £375,000, this 3-bed brick and stone house in Buckland is laid out over 3 floors and features a shaker-style kitchen that flows through into a large conservatory. Lastly, a £250,000 budget would bag you this recently improved 2-bed Victorian cottage in Fringford that comes with 2 reception rooms and a smart kitchen diner with double doors opening onto a pretty terrace. Well, having seen what's on offer, I can't wait to get out there to see these great properties. But first, let's meet today's buyers. Optometrist Tim and his journalist wife Maggie are in their 2nd year of marriage, and the family home is an Islington flat in London that Tim bought some 20 years ago. But since the arrival of baby Evie, they've set their minds on a bigger rural retreat surrounded by fields and fresh air.
We want to move to the country because Evie's now 1. She's growing up rapidly. She's about to start running around, and we feel that we'd love to have a garden. We'd love to have some outdoor space.
And the pace of London living is also taking its toll.
I guess the lifestyle change we're looking for is just improved quality of life, really, isn't it? Get away from the sort of pollution and the noise and...
Yeah, slightly more laid back, not having to rush to the tube every day to get to work.
They want some peace and quiet away from the city, but nothing too isolated.
So good transport links,
yeah,
and also good schools. We're gonna need that.
Yeah, definitely.
In the next few years,
we've got to think about schools soon.
Got to think ahead a bit.
I think a village with a bit of history and culture and a few amenities. Definitely a few shops and a pub would be lovely.
Yeah.
And parks and things like that. So.
And they have very definite ideas about the location of this village.
We know we want to move to somewhere quite green and pretty. about an hour or not too much over an hour outside London. We've got parents in Bath and Buckinghamshire, so we want to be sort of within easy access to both those places.
So what about the actual house itself?
Our ideal property would be a beautiful period family home with 4 bedrooms and a lovely garden, and a really light kitchen, and ideally 2 bathrooms in a lovely secluded village. We prefer period properties, but we're not keen on pokey, cottagey period properties.
Victorian and
We
Georgian.
like high ceilings and big windows.
Yeah.
So
This is Evie's bedroom, and it doubles as her playroom, and we're in the bedroom next door. So we've got 2 double rooms. It would be really nice to have 3 or 4 bedrooms ideally, because we'd like to have one as a spare room for family and friends.
Grandparents.
Yeah, exactly. And then potentially one more for if and when we have another child. So that would be our ideal.
Tim and Maggie's flat isn't yet on the market, so we've invited around a local estate agent to value the property.
Properties such as this within Islington are extremely desirable, especially when they have their own private entrances such as this. There's a lot of demand for them in the marketplace at the moment, and I would recommend an asking price of £450,000.
With that in mind, what's the budget for this country move?
We're looking for around about the 550 mark. If we had to, we could probably stretch to 600.
yeah, I think if we found our absolutely dream home, then we could stretch a little bit more.
Maggie and Tim have a great budget, and they're open, amenable people. You know, their wish list isn't impossible. They want a detached property in a village location, they want big rooms, and that all-important kitchen diner, of course, who doesn't, and some outside space, a bit like this, for their daughter Evie to run around in. But what will impact upon their budget, I think, is that 1-hour commute to London. They'll be joining 750,000 other people who regularly come into central London from outside the M25. I wonder if that'll impact upon their life. A recent survey found out that for every 60 seconds closer to central London you are, you can add £2,250 to the value of your property. Tim and Maggie need good commuter links back to London for both work and socialising. They also want a location with easy access to both sets of parents. So we'll be concentrating our search in the rural villages between Oxford and Swindon. I'll be taking them on a tour of some great country houses, but as ever, I won't be revealing their prices straight away. And of course, there's the mystery property, which promises to be a real journey of discovery. Maggie, Tim, hello. How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the Vale of White Horse. What do you think?
Yeah,
Oh, it's lovely. It's really
very
beautiful.
picturesque.
Now, you asked us to find an area for you to live in. This is what we came up with, but I must warn you, an hour from London comes at a price.
I know. We know it's tricky. It's a sort of tall order, isn't it?
Yeah.
We realise that.
Detached, semi-detached, are you flexible?
I'm completely flexible on that. You'd prefer detached, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's not a priority.
Yeah,
It's lower
we're
down
sort
on the
of
list.
open-minded about that.
I'm loving the open-mindedness. I really am. Long may it continue. What about renovation?
Up for doing a bit of renovation, but not completely
Not too
gutting a
much.
house and redoing it.
Okay.
But you know,
Painting a couple of walls, that's,
yeah,
that's
no,
probably about it.
or maybe putting a new kitchen or
Yeah.
bathroom in. We did talk about
Yeah.
that.
Okay, this is a real result for you because she actually said, we are willing to do some renovation, okay? It's usually, well, I think he's willing to do a little bit of renovation. As you probably know, the market's not teeming with properties, but we have 3 lovely properties to show you, including the mystery one. I think we should get on with it, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Come on then,
Let's go.
Cool.
With a maximum budget of £600,000, Tim and Maggie have set their sights on a 3 to 4 bedroom period property. It must have spacious proportions with a kitchen diner that opens onto a manageable garden. The perfect property should be located in a village and ideally within an hour commute of London. What about the commute? How flexible are you? You don't sort of have to go to London every day, do you?
No, we don't have to go to London every day. I work a 3-day week in London. You know, a commute of a reasonable distance is bearable.
We'd like to be close to London in case we miss it.
Right.
We have to pop back occasionally.
Well, we've got some great locations which should quash their city cravings, starting with our first stop. We're destined for the western edge of the Vale in the village of Watchfield, located a 15-minute drive from Swindon, which has a train service that reaches London in just over an hour. The quiet, windy lanes of Watchfield are lined with properties featuring thatch and Cotswold stone. The village has a post office, good primary school and a pub. Dating back to the 18th century, our first property was originally an old farm cottage and has been substantially extended over time.
Ooh, it looks more modern than to begin with, but as you look a bit closer, you can see sort of older bits of stonework.
One thing you're not going to get in that property, and I can assure you now, is a box room, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lots of interesting shapes and sizes in there.
Fantastic.
I think we should get in.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Come on, let's go. Despite its conventional appearance, you could describe this house as somewhat of a labyrinth, as the old and new parts come together to create a sprawling ground floor. The bright, modern hallway leads through to the more historic half of the house, which features a large kitchen diner divided by 2 deep archways.
Oh, wow.
You wanted an open-plan kitchen diner.
This is impressive.
Tick.
Yeah.
Just
Yep.
behind the door there, you've got a utility room as well.
Okay. I love it. It's really bright. It's about the kind of size I had in my
No,
head.
this is great. This is really good.
Yeah, I mean, it is quite quirky, but
Yeah.
I quite like it.
Is it big enough?
Yeah, definitely.
Off the kitchen diner is a good-sized office, which could be used as a separate dining room or a great snug, and it still houses the original access up to the first floor. Right next door lies the living room, and although this makes a very comfortable lounge, they've specifically asked for large rooms, so I've got a more spacious option in the extended wing, right at the back of the house.
Oh,
And this could be your alternative living room.
this is interesting.
It's currently a workshop, as you can see,
Yeah.
but it has potential because there's actually a working fireplace there.
Oh, right, okay.
There's a chimney rest there.
Yeah, this could make a lovely lounge, couldn't it? Overlooking the garden again.
Yeah.
And it's very bright. And I love the fact that these are exposed, the beams here. Because it's not at the front of the house, it feels a bit more secluded as well.
Absolutely.
So more private. I could see that other room being something else, maybe a playroom or something, another kind of room. But
Yeah, lovely.
This feels like there's the place I'd like to sort of sit down and relax at the end of the day.
All good on the ground floor so far. So it's back to the hallway at the front and up the grand stairwell to the first floor, where there are 6 bedrooms in total. To one side, in the original part of the house, there's a large ensuite bedroom, and the family bathroom serves a further 3 rooms, 2 double rooms and a single, being used as a study. The extended half of the property has a somewhat unconventional layout, as it was once let as a separate annex. There are 2 bedrooms, one of which has been turned into a kitchenette, and the other is a large L-shaped ensuite room, which could be the one for them. So this could well be your master bedroom.
Oh,
Come on in.
oh wow.
Yes.
There's another bit here.
Did you not think there would be?
And a bathroom.
It's very Art
obviously.
Deco 1920s
Yeah.
bath there.
Yeah. No, again, a very unusual
Yeah.
space, very unexpected.
There's a lot of stuff in here at the moment, so, imagine all of that out.
Yeah.
It's going to give you a pretty big
yeah.
bedroom.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of light coming in as well.
Yeah.
Have a balcony to walk out on.
Well, let's go out onto the veranda, have a look at the garden,
Fantastic.
and the 20 steps or so that you'll make, keep thinking about how much money it's going to cost you
Yeah.
if you go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.